everyone, welcome back to Ebit Media. If you're new here, welcome. We love you to be part of this family. If you're returning, thank you for tuning in with us. Okay, my name is Goodness, and today we're going to be talking about indecent dressing. As we know, how we dress is how we are dressed. Our dressing gives people a glimpse of ourselves, our personality. From our dressing, people get to know whether we're smart, whether we're dull, whether we are confident or not. Okay, I have with me here some amazing persons that are going to do justice to this topic. All right, I'll give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. Okay, Mr. Kachi, it's you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Wayne Kachu Kuge. I'm a teacher. I'm a graduate of the University of Port Harcourt, Human Resource Department, and one of the times to discuss this topic.
Good to have you here, Mr. Kachi. Okay, Mr. Isaac.
Thank you. My name is Isaac. I'm an agribusiness consultant and also running a master's program at the
Hey, Ogo.
Hey, I'm Uguchukwu Okafo. Um, I'm an entrepreneur, a youth pastor, and I've worked with young people for quite a number of years now. I'm happy to be on this program.
Hey, and to the very lady, Eva.
Hey, I'm Favor Olumide. I'm a believer and medical student, University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. I'm also happy to be here, to share with you.
Okay, it's good having you all here with me. Okay, so indecent dressing. What is indecent dressing? Before we talk about it, at least let's know what indecent dressing is. So, Mr. Kachi, can you tell us what you perceive indecent dressing is, and is it okay?
Right, thank you very much for that question. So, indecent dressing, I think we begin by just saying that there's what we call indecent dressing, then there's a decent dressing.
Yeah.
Right? So indecent dressing is a dressing that is not modest, that does not feel the reason why we have clothes or why we should dress. So anything away from the normal, anything away from what's standard, I call that indecent. So um, is indecent dressing right? I think that was the next question. Indecent dressing is not right because in a sense, an abuse of what should be normal, an abuse of what should be decent. That's dressing.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Kachi talked about indecent dressing. Now, the question is indecent only particular to dressing? Um, Mr. Ogu?
Okay, indecent is not a word that is tailor-made to dressing. It's a word that can be taken for improper, abnormal, when something is abused, not used in the proper way it's supposed to be, not properly arranged. So it can be said to be indecent. So there could be indecent behavior. Yes, there could be indecent driving. Yes, so indecent is not just.
So basically, anything that is not proper is seen as indecent. Okay, Mr. Isaac, can you please share more light?
Yeah, in addition to what you said, I think decency has to do with morality. Yeah, when something is said to be decent, it is something that conforms to the moral standard in that context now, be it in dressing, be it in sports, be it in any sector at all. So indecency is a situation where something is not used according to the moral standard.
Okay. Okay, so far we've been able to talk about what is decent, what is not decent, and indecent dressing. Okay, so I want to ask, what makes people dress indecently? Why do people dress indecently? Ms. People.
Hey, thank you for that question. You know, there are a lot of reasons for people dressing in a lot of reasons, like from first of all, lack of knowledge and understanding. Some people just feel like they don't know, they just want to just dress like that. Then some persons are just doing this because they are trying to please men, like human beings. The guys pleasing the girls, girls pleasing the guys. Some persons also feel like this is what is in vogue. So let me just just do this because people are doing it.
Following the trend.
Yes, let me just follow the trend. And the overall thing is just from the, I don't know, I feel like I said, I'm a believer. I just feel like it's from the whole, plan of the, enemy to be able to make people feel like this thing looks good when it is not good. So in their eyes, they are not actually seeing this thing as indecency. If you walk up to somebody that is indecently dressed and you speak to this person, the person will tell you that I'm okay. In their mind, they are not seeing it that way. So it's just their mindset that have been, that has been shaped to that, manner. So first of all, it has to do with their mind, and then maybe experiences that worked on their mind, people working on their mind, trying to please people. I just feel like it's the mindset. If their mindset can be able to, change that, okay, I am actually good like this. I can be able to get what I want to get, dressing in the proper way and in the right way. Then they will know that okay, not trying to please people or trying to just follow people. So I feel like the wrong mindset can make people, dress improperly.
So basically trying to please people, trying to follow the trend by their experiences. Okay, Mr. Kachi, you show more light on why do people dress indecently?
All right. So why do people dress indecent? I think there's a part of home training, right? For every person, for adults, for example, now, or teenage, you are passed through the phase of life where you are children, where you're supposed to be guided and taught what is right or what is wrong, what is proper, what is indecent. So, one of the reasons why people, dress indecently is because there was no proper teaching, no proper direction as to this is what is decent, this is what is not decent, right? Another reason again why people dress indecently could be for economic advantage, right? You have some people that in order to be able to attract people, them to maybe make money out of them, to just advertise something. So you see them take that to dressing indecently, right?
Yeah.
Another thing again would be a lack of, that is the word contentment, or I think I'd rather use the word, being fine with yourself, like being satisfied with your present state, not wanting to look like the other person, not wanting to could be invoked, right? So you have that lack of satisfaction, you have that discontentment, and okay, I feel that if I dress like this, I'll be well accepted among this kind of people. So you see that they will throw away all moral standards, like you said, and then just dress.
Has to do with the esteem.
Yeah,
Self-esteem,
self-esteem. So
okay.
no self-esteem.
So most people they don't have that confidence in themselves. They want to look like the other person, maybe because the other person is not popular. People like the other person, so they want to be like that person. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so while you were talking, something came to my mind. So this indecent dressing, is it subjective or objective? Is it like okay, is limited to a certain group of people or people from a particular tribe or people from a particular nation? Okay, Mr. Lee?
Okay, indecent dressing cuts across all tribes and races. Yes, anything that is against or is anything that is not in line with the moral standards of a place is considered indecent. Now, you'll understand that different societies have different moral standards. Yes, what is acceptable, let's say in a Nigerian context, what is acceptable in the Igbo culture may not be acceptable in the Hausa culture. Some people may be more conservative, while but indecency is everywhere. It is more prevalent in the young people, but it cuts across all ages. Yes, there are still old people who are finding out to believe that they are old. They want to believe that they are forever young. So they want to relive their youthful years, and so they'll put up those dressing to look like the young. Yes, then there are children And then children, they're always a victim of their parents or victim of their siblings or
Yeah.
any person in authority over them. So there is indecent dressing across
Everywhere. So
everywhere.
basically, what's is seen as indecent in a particular place will be seen as decent in a particular place.
But there's a limit to that.
Hmm.
There is something that is indecent everywhere, but the measure or the level of decency now can now differ. So putting a cloth that uh, reveals your neck can be acceptable in a certain culture, but revealing your neck can be unacceptable in certain
Unacceptable.
culture, like in some of the Arab world.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies are expected to cover their neck and then their ear and all
Yeah.
that. Yes, but in the area of indecency, there is an extent your body can be revealed. Maybe your clothes is to the knee level. That means your legs are showing. It's acceptable in certain places, but still there are certain places still not acceptable.
Acceptable.
So, mm,
I don't know if I was
Yeah.
sharing something, I think at some point you could say that it's, when we're talking about decency or indecency, I think rather be a objective concept because the part you talked about this, it can be subjective,
Mm-hmm.
but then it has to be just opposed to an objective rule, right? Because someone can say, "Oh, to me,
Mm.
what I'm how I'm on now, I'm not indecent," and another person be like, "I think I'm indecent." So
Yeah.
who now? How do we now correct? So we have to be objective. I mean, like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the standard. So how are we measuring up to this standard?
I think that there's a reason why some parts of our bodies are called private parts. So that brings the objective into this now.
Mm.
So exposing your private parts is not like that's the standard. You're not supposed to cross that line. Every culture, every nation, every race should have their standard. It should not be below that standard. That should be the minimum, or should I say the maximum that anybody can go. So once you get to exposing your private part or somewhere something that God created us and He said this part should be private, exposing that now is like cutting across the standards in all this thing. I think that's where the objectiveness now comes in.
I think talking about indecency, in dressing, it has to do with reason, irrespective of culture, irrespective of tribe or race, any context at all. We are all humans, and the way our bodies are made makes us to react to certain things of the opposite gender, irrespective of culture, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of race. You understand? So whether this person is a white lady, a black lady, an Indian, or an African, there's how you respond to certain parts of the bodies of an opposite gender. So it is in that regard now that decency in dressing becomes an issue. Because over time, before in the evolution of humans, it has been observed that when people are dressed certain ways, it always leads to certain kinds of problems in the society. Yeah, those are, there have been records of rape and other kinds of crime due to this because well, I use the word now, it triggers something that should not be triggered. Yeah, normally. So it is in that regard now that decency in dressing is advocated, not as a result of culture, not as a result of tribe. So I think there's no tribe now that says there's a particular tribe where ladies, their body now, maybe their breast is not seen as breast. It is what it is, as God made it to be.
Yes.
So it cuts across culture and tribe and races.
Okay, so we'll basically be able to establish the fact that okay, although people have different opinion of what is decent and what is indecent, there is a standard. Everything private should be kept private. Okay. Am I the only one enjoying this? I'm sure I'm not. Okay, so if this is interesting, if you're getting value from this, please hit the like button, comment on what you think. Okay? Alright, moving on. So why is it important to dress decently? I know from our discussion we've basically touched on it a little bit, but let's talk on it now. Okay, so what am I going to point now? Okay, Mr. Kachin. I don't know. Your name is entering my mouth. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, so why is it important for people to dress decently?
So, why it's important for people to dress decently? Because we have to be decent human beings,
Hmm.
right? If we give way to all form of indecency, we are actually um, bringing down the standard of what human being actually is. For example, now the animals, the animals behave in a certain way because they are animals, right? So for us, we are humans and we have a mind, we have a conscience, we have an understanding of what is right or wrong. For them, you don't have an understanding of what is right or wrong. You don't have that ability. So for us, it's important for us to dress decently because the right thing to be decent. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I think secondly, before that we share, another reason for why we need to dress decently is because maybe I'll come from the health angle. We would expose our bodies to harmful environment.
Mm.
Yeah. And the conditions within that environment will be of harm, right? Where the body is just exposed to it. So there is, as a guy, your shirt is everywhere. You're not on your shirt, rather. Your chest is everywhere, and then you're just walking down the street. Now, you are inviting good.
Mm.
So it also has its own health implications.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skin cancer.
So, as a sane human being that you are, and also so as to avoid some, getting some infections and all that, dress decently.
Now, can I
Okay.
say something
Yeah,
more?
sure.
Uh, Indecent dressing goes far beyond maybe just what we see on the surface, affecting the individual. Is a faster way of societal deterioration.
Yeah.
Yes, and the moral decadence. Because what you see affects you faster than what you hear or get to experience. If somebody has a bad behavior, the person has to act it out for you see. Okay, maybe the person has to pick what's not there for you see. For indecent dressing, you see instantly.
Yeah.
There's no explanation to why I'm doing this.
Yes,
Yeah.
the person didn't get to explain. Okay, I'm not feeling too good, so that's why I'm dressing like this, or something is bad. So the person has just put up that dressing and is moving on the road, and everybody's just seeing. It's like an advert. Everybody's seeing. People are going to copy that without even knowing why, whatever. So it can lead to faster decadence. And a public show of rebellion is always contagious. People tend to do more than what they see.
Mm.
You understand? Because just like the principle of seed time and harvest, when you sow something, it increases. When you sow immorality, it increases. If you sow stubbornness, multiplies. So when somebody comes out with a half dressing, be sure that in the next 2 years, somebody is going to come out with no dressing. So it's very, very,
I just
yeah.
want to add to that. Um, there's this saying that says that we are addressed to we dress.
Yeah.
So imagine me wearing a word coat and coming, even when maybe I'm not studying medicine, somebody will look at me on the road and start shouting, "Doctor, doctor," just because not because the person has not seen anything, the person has not seen my certificate, the person has not seen any single thing. Just because I'm putting on a word coat, you just call me doctor. Someone putting up this barrister cap, you will just call the person barrister, lawyer. That is just how it flows. Like it is just the principle of this world. Like it cannot be changed. So you need to dress so that you can be addressed that same way, and so that you can, you attract what you dress like.
Yeah.
Because if you're always complaining that, oh, I'm always attracting the wrong people, always attracting people that will rape me, I'm always attracting people that, police will always stop me on the road and, call me you know, a criminal or something, it's because you are attracting it. I mean, police cannot see this. I'm not trying to, give the police their like hands to do what they are doing, but I'm just saying that police cannot actually stop, somebody that is actually so decently dressed person. I mean, they won't be afraid. They'll be scared because they'll be like, this one is too decent. I don't want to look for anybody's trouble. Because if they see me dressing decently, you can't, even some guys, all these people that, that all these rapists, apart from the ones that are actually so wicked and stuff like that, studying them, you understand that it's because of what they've been saying that they just, come to, I'm not trying to give them their, it's a very sensitive talk. So I'm not trying to like take excuse for them. But I mean, we can reduce the occurrence and the incidence of this if we can actually dress properly, because we will be addressed the way we are addressed.
Yes, Um, the thing about dressing is, like you said, dressings are, specific to certain professions. And before now, just like it's funny how the world is fast evolving, and it's like we are losing our minds. Before now, people dress certain ways for certain reasons. You understand? And one thing people must note is that the purpose of every part of your body, there is a purpose for every part of your body. Your hands are there for a purpose. Your eyes are there. Your nose are there for a purpose. Every part of the body has its own purpose. And there are certain parts of your body that are meant to give pleasure, right? And so, when you're not ready to give someone pleasure, you're not supposed to expose those parts to that individual. People that dress indecently before now actually are prostitutes, and they do that so as to advertise to their customers or their potential customers that I have what can give you pleasure. So I need to show you so that you see that I have it and I want you to come. So if you are not ready to offer someone something, why show him that? You understand? And also the way some guys also dress now, because it's not all about ladies.
Yeah.
It was something that was left for maybe thugs and thieves and robbers before now. And why the victim, when the victim sees them, the sight alone brings fear. Yeah, that's how a lion operates. Before a lion will go after his prey, he wants to instill fear on that. So when a thief comes, he wants to look so rough and ugly so that you'll be afraid, that this is not someone I should fight with. Let me just give him what he wants. So but nowadays you see people taking these things to be fashion, and it's very painful. So indecent dressing, if you're not a prostitute and you're not advertising, I was on the street, I was walking one day and I saw a lady that was dressed very badly, extremely badly. It got so bad that the people around started touching her body, touching her breast, touching her buttocks, and she was shouting. I was like, why are you shouting? You called them. So a driver had to come because it was getting bad. I didn't know what they were going to do to her. A driver had to just drive by, open the door for her to get my way. And I just pray that man was really happy. You understand? So why bring yourself into that kind of mess? So indecent dressing, why we should dress is because you want to be addressed as a, no, you don't want to be called, you don't want to be addressed as you don't want to be addressed as a thief and an arm robber or something else. So you should dress the way you want to be
Now, can I say something?
Yes, you can.
Um, Sometimes I've noticed in this our age, and then the young people that are coming up now, if you're telling the person that the way you dress is the way you will be addressed, he doesn't really care. Sometimes he doesn't even care. Address me, it's your business. whether you want to address me in a way,
Doesn't make me less of who I am.
Yeah.
you understand, like there is this boldness towards
Yes.
rebellion. Yes, the person knows to an extent that because we have conscience, they know to an extent that this thing is bad. Why are you doing it? And then sometimes when you want to walk up to the person, you know that you notice the person is already prepared for you. Maybe the way you're already looking and you're coming gently, and scriptures is just written all over your face. They already can predict you.
Yeah.
And as soon as you just start talking, the person just hardens up. And you don't know that, you don't notice that this person, there is something else behind his indecency. Maybe that dissatisfaction you were talking about earlier, that they are not satisfied with who they are, so they want to look like another person. They want to create something new, or they are not satisfied with just being normal people. They want to just create a scene.
But then let people know them for something.
Yes. And they don't have the, will I say, the wisdom or the strength to go for the good so that you will not be known for good because it takes energy to develop value and give value positively. But it's easier to just remove your clothes and just follow the negative side. That's also a problem that I believe that if we can find a solution on how to motivate young people to find value in themselves and actually see that this you're not just dressing for dressing sake. You're not just doing things for doing sake. There is more. There is more to life than just putting up all those kind of dressings that are not proper for the society.
Beautiful. So flowing from what you just said, that leads us to our final point that we're going to make. So how can we curb indecent dressing in society? How can it be reduced? How can we totally eradicate indecent dressing since we've come to the realization or we've stated the fact that indecent dressing is bad, basically. So how can we stop indecent dressing in society? Okay, I'll start with you, Miss Favor.
Okay. Okay, first of all, I want to say that actually, jeans are being decent is more cheaper.
Sure.
It's actually more cheaper than the other way. So, first of all, for those persons that really need to know this, being decent is actually more cheaper and more sweet, better. You know. Then another thing is, I think another thing that has made people drown in this thing is that even the people they are looking up to are, succumbing to this. So I mean, if you want to talk to me, go and talk to this person that I'm looking up to. Maybe I don't want to call names, I don't want to say things, but people that people are looking up to, like let me say, like as believers now, some persons are actually looking up to us, as people, imagine someone that dresses nicely become the president of Nigeria or become something, a CEO in the company without indecency. You'll be like, oh, so somebody can actually do this to get to this way, or somebody can actually dress well. I remember when Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, yes, the World Trade Organization president, when she became the president, a lot of persons were reporting and like, wow, with all her, decency, she made it to this top. And it actually motivated a lot of persons because you know that, wow, I can actually make it to the top and actually, I know my worth. I can actually get to that part without trying to compromise. And when they look up to these persons, when people that have been set in that, let's say people that have been set in fashion industry also, if they can be able to, minimize. I've seen a lot of tailors post things that don't come and interfere with my business. If my customer tells me to do it this way, I will do it that way. It is my money. I know. But imagine if I'm a very good tailor and you can't do without me. Like, I mean, I'm going to give you your this, and I tell you that this thing is not nice like this. Do it this way. Because you're looking up to me, I will be able to curb a little. So if people that have been placed in sectors can be able to first address it, because place being standing a place is like a light. You are standing as a light, and people are looking up to that light. So whatever you shine is what will be reflecting around. Do you understand?
Yeah. That's beautiful. I would love to add to
What's the question again?
that. Okay, how can we call indecent
Okay,
dressing
how
in
can we
society?
solve it? I think one of the one of the best ways, and I think the easiest way that will bring a sustainable and a lasting solution is knowledge. Yeah, knowledge. Many people are ignorant of who they are. So the one of the highest psychological needs of human beings is to be loved and accepted. So you feel I will love you or I will feel accepted in a particular social context because of the way I look. And what most people don't know is that when people accept you because of that, they are not really accepting your person. They are accepting your person. They are accepting your looks, not your person. So the day you stop looking like that, or the day you don't have the means to keep on looking like that, you are put
Yeah,
aside.
it's true.
And that person is hurt more.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that will make you be accepted in any social context is value. So if people are taught how to know how valuable they are, how to develop and build themselves to be valuable, if people are taught how to have a healthy esteem of themselves, if you know your worth as a human first, you will know that you are not cheap for anybody or anything to come back at you. So knowledge is important to come in this sense dressing. People should be taught the purpose of their body. I mean, it's not so again. They don't teach it in schools. I remember then in primary schools, we're taught part of the body, we're taught what these things are meant for, but now it's not there again. People should be taught the purpose of the body. My school always says that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So you should know that you are valuable. You should know that your body is not meant for anything and everyone. You should know that you are. You should have the healthy esteem of yourself.
Mm.
Yeah.
Basically, knowing your value, knowing that the body is meant to be covered. It's not something that anybody anywhere can just see and all that. Okay, still on how to curb indecency in dressing in the society. Hey, Mr. Chisa.
Okay, so I think one thing again I know that works in society is the reward system for values, right? The right values are upheld, kept, and I think in order to curb indecency, there should be a sense of reward for those who dress decent. Now, I'm not saying probably um, maybe money is given, but in a way, for example, now when you have pageantry, right? What we see is a display largely of indecency, and there's a reward to it.
Mm.
There's a reward to it, right? So we can as well do the reverse of that, right? We encourage decency, then we give a reward to it. Like she made mention of Miss Kundri Wala, right? Also Kundri Wala. She's there, and we have now young people can now see the possibility of being in that place and even leading up to that point, because I don't think it's an organizational thing per se for her to dress that way, right? So if it's not part of her, she would have been decently dressed, even though she became who she is right now, right? So I think there needs to be that reward system. Then I think also in order to discourage indecency, um, in a way, nature abhors vacuum, right? And then I can tie that with saying that somehow there should be a let's say punishment for instance. In a sense. Now that's very striking. But let's come to think of it. Now, where someone drives beyond the speed limit, you are flagged, right? You are flagged and then you are punished. Maybe money, driving tickets, but that they are paying a certain amount. Why? You just drove abnormally, right? Now, in the case where also, let's say someone produces something that is not the right standard, like Nigeria content, standard condition of Nigeria, there's punishment for that thing. So, in the same sense, I think beyond just maybe having any physical, it should first be like you made mention, it's psychological. We should discourage it on a psychological level, and then we can go down to having a sense of accountability. Okay, let me give an example now. I was watching a video about let's say when you're in a traffic light in China, right? Persons who drive with their bike and they're not on their helmet, there'll be a camera showing you on the board and beeping a red light that you put on that camera before there'll be a green light for other persons that are on helmets to move. Then if you are walking through, let's say you're riding a bicycle and it's not your time and you have gone, camera is on you, showing you that this person just violated. Now I know some persons might not be okay with that kind of system. I mean, China is a communist nation, blah 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 blah. But in a sense, if we are going to bring about a restoration of morality in society, then there needs to be a punishment for that does morality, right? So,
But then, instituting a law that prohibits indecency in Nigeria now is indecent.
okay, so let me first of all establish that it's not possible for us to totally eradicate indecency. I should establish that fact, right? Now, if it's possible in Nigeria, I think yes. Now, the context of what is decent will be well defined. Now, take for example, in the banking sector, I think probably on special occasions, say Friday, you are not allowed to even wear a polo or any kind of dress. You have to be on a corporate shirt, corporate trouser, a tie, and a shoe, right? In the universities, sadly, is decaying from there. But in some universities, there are certain ways you should not come to class as a student, right? So there's a certain level in which we can, like I said, it's an objective fact. So there are certain laws that can be passed that would cut across every single person and it will be valid.
So, like, basically, all this institution, be it the
Educational
education,
institution, the banking sector, yes, religion, all of
they
those
could
things. Yeah.
put in some certain standard when it comes to dressing, even right from one the children when they're still right.
Yeah, let me just add something. One of the ways that you can enforce if a law like this should be passed, I think there must be an understanding by the law enforcers or the lawmakers of the damage this has caused. I know when I was in school, in university, I won't mention the area, there was a particular area that I think the the women in that particular state, so that their husbands are no more staying at home. So they had to meet and they put a law that in that state, students, you must not dress, you must not dress indecently. So if you know the level of the number of accidents that are caused by drivers looking outside the window alone, is enough. If you know the level of why organizations put these laws is because, for instance, in a banking sector, now, someone is making a transfer of 1 million naira, and because of the client is exposing their cleavages, you now put 10 million naira. So they say that this thing has caused damage to them and losses. So as such, they put the law, you must dress this way to come to work. Don't distract this person from the job. So the same way in the society, if we understand the level of damage that indecent dressing has caused, I think we'll know why and we'll see that it is possible and we should put laws that curb that.
Over to you, sir.
Okay. I think I actually appreciate every point shared. Very, 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 very valid points. So I just want to add that if we can go down to the families, there are two, let's say, mountains, as we call as believers, but will I say two strong sectors of human existence in this our age that are very influential in this indecency topic: the family system and the media. The family system and the media. Every single individual came from a family. In that family, culture was taught, decency and morality are the foundations are built in the family. So if we can get to mothers and fathers with the knowledge my brother here was sharing, and then with all the things that we have said, if mothers and fathers are going to pick it up and make it a point of duty to begin with their children and the people within their authority,
Yeah.
letting them know that this thing is not proper for the society. From there, we can begin to correct this. And then to the media, if we can get a law, as you just rightly shared, that will prohibit the media from advertising these things. Today we see musicians who sing vulgar songs that instigate violence, instigate sexual, yes, yes, and I heard one singing songs that will destroy respect in the family until we no get sense, until we no know something. When I heard that thing, as in I was like shocked. How did this thing fly? Like, how did it make it to the public domain? And this guy is not sanctioned, and he's not brought to book. So if the media can be um, regulated, because when it starts from the family, the media expands it. The person that came from the family that had a decent upbringing will learn of it from the media, will learn indecency. So if decency can start from the families and then the media is regulated, we can have a good hope.
Okay, so let me just add something to what they've been saying. First of all, like I said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not detach from it. He will not. Then, secondly, I feel like the right person should strive to be in the law enforcement, because if the wrong persons are there, we will not be able to, they will set wrong rules. Because when the right people are not in place, or when the right choice is in place, people will rejoice and they will be able to make right rules that will govern, the people. But when wrong people are there, like there's nothing you can say. They will make wrong decisions, and you can't change it. It's a law, and it's law that is wrong, but it's a law. Yeah. Then also we talked about how persons, and we have not talked about the people, the effects of this on other people, like like some guys now cannot just stay without looking at this, and these things are part of the things fueling this things, because they know that it will catch this person will fall if I do this, so I will do it because this person will fall. I feel like we should practice self-control too as a people. Yeah. So if we can be able to control ourselves, and this person knows that no matter how you come bare chest, or no matter how you dress like this, me, my value is this, does not get to me. At some point you will go, because I'm not feeding your values. Like I'm not saying that what is my business. So if we can actually have self-control on our own part, if majority of us, the issue is that many people are not having self-control. So if majority of us can have self-control, it will be creeping in, and with that, people will be able to know that, oh, this person is self-controlled. So I cannot use anything to control this person. So they will start gradually creeping to where they know that they are accepted. And from there, if we can imbibe our values to these people, that just it will just be going like that, and it will be spreading, and with that can make a difference.
Okay, so basically we talked about the fact that indecent dressing is bad, not supposed to be something that we see around. Alright, we also talk about that the reason why people dress indecently, the fact that they don't know that okay, maybe this is not the right way to dress. Maybe they don't have that self esteem. Maybe they just want to like follow the trend. Yes, we also
Yeah.
talk about why it is important to dress decently. Right, to mention the fact that how you're dressed is the way you are dressed. And as a sane human being, according to Mr. Kachi, you should dress decently. Okay, we also talked about how we can curb indecency in the society at large. We mentioned the family that the family plays an important role in making sure or ensuring that the people coming up they dress decently. Also, we talked about the fact that the person should know that okay, should value him or herself to the extent that okay, I'm not going to dress indecently because I value myself and there are some parts of me that are to be kept private and not for everybody, anybody out there to see it. We also talked about the education sector from the secondary school, from the primary school, also to the university, even in the workplace. The people at the aim of affair in this educational sectors should really, really try as much as possible to input rules, regulations, stating how their pupils are to dress. Like basically now in Uniport, if you're coming from the Delta, there's a signboard it shows pictures of indecent dressing, which are not allowed in the university. It also shows dressings that are allowed in the universities. All right.
Oh,
Okay. But basically, the teachers, basically, when students are coming to the school compound, they look at it. Okay, you're not dressed decently. Your skirt is supposed to be below your knee, not above your knee. You're not properly dressed and all that. Okay, we also talked about that the people, the aim of affairs, like the government. All right. You also made mention of role models, like the role models. You know that okay, I'm influencing a lot of people. That means how I'm dressed also influences how people, those that are looking up to me, tend to dress. So they should put that in mind. So basically, everybody in the society they have a role to play in covering this issue of indecent dressing. So I'm sure you've gained a lot from this video. I sure have, and I'm sure you have as well. So don't forget to hit the like button. Comment what section of this video did you really, really like? What stood out for you? What have you seen in your environment? You know, maybe there's something we didn't really mention and just let us know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you get more videos like this, more inspiring videos like this, and hit your notification bell so that anytime we post a new video, you'll be the first person to get notified. Until we'll come your way next time, this is Ebit Media. Thank you. Bye.